Hello viewers, this is Ultimus533, and welcome to another episode of Reviewed. This is review number 12, and I'm going to be reviewing Iron Man 2, the sequel to Iron Man, and the third movie in Phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So what can I say about Iron Man 2? Well, it is, in my opinion, one of the best Marvel movies I've seen prior to the Avengers, in Phase 1 at least. That's just my opinion. I liked Iron Man 2 a lot more, than any other ones. I mean, I haven't reviewed other ones, but, I've seen it pretty recently, at least within the past year. It's a very good movie. It's actually, like I said before, my favorite movie before the Avengers came out. That was just my favorite movie. Because they had Phase 1 was all about having each movie kind of connecting to the other movies, so they would lead up to the Avengers, which would be a big superhero hit. But Iron Man 2 just felt like a really good movie. I mean, it felt like an Iron Man movie. I mean, actually, it wasn't actually it didn't really feel. I mean, a lot of people are saying it didn't really feel like a solo movie. It was a solo movie. It just, I mean, had quite a low number of actors. I think the greatest part about this is it really set up for the Avengers. It really did. I mean, you don't really get the other characters into their movies. You kind of see other characters. Or you see because Nick Fury keeps popping up in other movies, but the main thing is the Iron Man 2 was, well, for example, the first thing that I liked about it was, and I don't like about it. So yeah, Iron Man. So a couple weeks ago for Iron Man, I reviewed Iron Man, and one thing I forgot to mention about the cast was that it had Terrence Howard in it, who plays Colonel Boney Rhodes. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong because that's how I pronounce it. Deal with it. He plays Boney Rhodes in the comics. Known as War Machine. He calls himself War Machine. Later, he actually does call himself War Machine later on in this movie. Um, there's actually apparently people were not happy about the fact that they recast Terrence Howard with John Cheadle, which is not cool. But I liked it. I mean, the first time you see War Machine for the first time, you don't actually see him in the full Gatling gun thing, but you at least see him basically he basically steals the Iron Man Mark II armor, because Iron Man Mark 1 is the big bulky thing that you see in the cave. That's Iron Man. That's the Mark 1. Mark 2 is the silver stuff. It's basically Iron Man but silver, like all silver. That's Mark 2. However, I think actually Tony Stark dons the Mark 3 armor, which is a lot improved hot rod type of armor. And what I like about this is it actually introduces Happy Hogan as more of he actually, ever since Tony Stark revealed he's Iron Man for the world, he's finally got a bodyguard. He's like I'm Iron Man's bodyguard. So, and I also like the fact that actually that might not be until Iron Man 3. No, I think pretty sure it's Iron Man 2. That Happy Hogan, which is Iron Man's bodyguard essentially, carries this suit or this briefcase, like this red metal briefcase that looks like Iron Man's suit. At least the colors of the little red and little gold lining to it. And actually, what's pretty cool about the scene where I remember the villain's human name, but his alter ego, which is known as Whiplash, which is basically this guy. He calls himself Whiplash. It's kind of like with supervillains in movies. They'll just they're not known as the superhero. They just call them that or something like that. But yeah, so he basically gets the same technology as Tony Stark with the arc reactor, and then but instead he gets these whips, and known as Whiplash because it's perfect, But yeah, I like that the scene where Tony's actually in the race and I almost said his name. Pepper Potts, who played by Gwyneth Paltrow, gorgeous actor by the way. But yeah, and so she's not cool about Tony racing, but unfortunately Whiplash is out there saying, or you I think saying about Tony Stark killed his father, so he must die or something. So he goes out to the racetrack and basically decides to end Tony Stark. Tony Stark is like, okay, I gotta deal with this. So he gets this. Basically, he opens the briefcase. It's just basically this portable, it's basically a portable armor. So he goes this is cool thing where he actually t- like it's kind of like a lash or something. He goes like and then he just puts it on himself, and then the stuff starts to like recoil and it starts to stretch, kind of like his Venom armor from Venom from Spider-Man 3, which I will get to that review. I'll review that movie series in a few weeks. But yeah, I mean, this was a really good movie. I enjoyed it. It was by far one of my favorite movies. Actually, I have a friend, Big Dana Guy. We're gonna do a crossover episode between our channels, and actually, I'm pretty sure that his favorite movie, like in Phase 1 before the Avengers, is Iron Man 2. And Iron Man 2 was great. It really was a great movie. It introduced a character known as Black Widow. Although what's really strange about this movie, about her character in this movie, was the fact that she's a Russian spy. That's basically who she is. So she has to like blend in with some people. So she actually initially in the movie she goes by Natalie Rushman, which is her kind of spy name, but her real name is Natasha Romanoff, also known as the Black Widow, which she calls herself the Black Widow because she's like a Black Widow spider, which is really black. She's bad. No, not Spider Man. Not like Spider. Like she doesn't have webs or anything. She's a really good. It's like an assassin who's really good at fighting. Really good at just like knowing how. Like she's just a basically good fighter. But they introduced that. Weirdly enough, though, she starts with curly hair in this one, and then later movies she has like short hair, which is kind of odd. But this movie was great because it had the very first team up. It had between Rhodey Rhodes and Iron Man, or War Machine and Iron Man, basically. Because he basically basically takes Iron Man's armor, at least Mark II of the armor, while Tony's drunk at a party, at his birthday party, which is apparently not a good thing to do. And takes it and upgrades it with a Guidon gun and calls himself War Machine or the War Machine. I don't know. But yeah, it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It definitely sets up for the Avengers. Definitely. I mean, you have Nick Fury at the end, who's given this I think it's this book or something, or this packet that's basically the Avengers Initiative. Like I'm guessing. I mean, I don't read. Like I said before, I don't read the comics, but I do know that it's basically here's something to know about being part of a team to protect the world. It's like the Avengers Initiative to form a team to protect the world. That's basically what it is. Um, but yeah, I mean, I love the villain. Whiplash was fantastic. He really was. Really good at character. And Tony Stark brought Iron Man to life really well. Of course, it had Stanley in it. That way, of course, the Stanley cameo wasn't as great in this one as with previous ones, but it was a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. There's not much else I can say about it. I mean, what we do know is that Pepper Potts and Tony Stark, they finally become girlfriend and boyfriend, which is so cool. Totally cool. I approve of that. But yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. Like last week when I did the review on the Incredible Hulk, you have him still he just announced he's Iron Man, and now he gets all the fame and everything, and it's just amazing how this kind of thing can happen. It's actually it is the first team up we've seen in a while. Never actually had a team up before. So I mean, yes, it was a solo movie. It just had several cast members in it. It is my favorite movie because it had such good acting and just Iron Man just evolved into this machine. He just kind of evolved and changed into something we know and love. And the armor transformations are great. It was amazing. I mean, also the fact that we learned a little more about we learned a little more about Tony Stark's dad. Howard Stark. The fact that he learns that I'm pretty sure he learns that that his dad basically helped Steve Rogers or Captain America build his shield or something like that. Which is pretty cool, I have to say. He finds out about his father, about all his stuff. Actually, there's a glimpse of if you look closely in the movie, there's a glimpse of the Captain America comics, the old Captain America comics from back in the day. That's really cool. I really liked it. There really is not much else. I mean, there's a little bit more. I think Coulson's in it too. He's more of a character in this one. The stuff with Black Widow, that was fantastic. I mean, and that's when she's super hot. But aside from that, I mean, um, I think actually a good line from the movie was when he's looking at when Tony Stark's looking at um, Natasha or Natalie Rushman with that, um, looking at her body and stuff like that, and then he tells Pepper Potts, she's like, "I want one," and she's like, "No," because it's like obviously they're together or something. But yeah, it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it. I love Iron Man movies. I love the Iron Man movies. They were great. Obviously this one was my favorite because obviously it's not for the Avengers. It definitely felt like it really did feel like a solo movie. I liked the Iron Man suit that was featured during the battle between Whiplash and Iron Man. That was great. It had all these colors and everything. And it was unnormal because it's the first time you actually see Iron Man like with a mobile suit in a way because it doesn't usually happen. Um, but yeah, it was a fantastic movie. I really liked it. It definitely set up for the Avengers, obviously. It had. I also like the scenes between Coulson and Tony Stark, like the eating donuts without a mask on or whatever or helmet on, and Nick Fury trying to recruit him for the Avengers Initiative. That was fantastic. I was just like the humor that the Robert Downey Jr. brings to the role. Sorry, a little I have a speech problem here. um, I can't pronounce the words correctly. Sorry, but that's fine. But yeah, I love the dialogue between Coulson and Stark. He just Coulson's in this movie he's really funny. He just likes to joke around and be all funny. Um, there's a lot of references to the Avengers. I mean, I liked how the fact that you get more into. I mean, the fact that so many of these characters in this movie really make up for the movie. They really define the movie. I mean, obviously I haven't read the comics, but I do know that they had one memorable Iron Man villain when that was Whiplash. I didn't really expect that. I mean, maybe Mickey Rourke. I don't really know. I haven't really seen him in much movies, but I do know that he's an incredible actor. Same as Robert Downey Jr., who's really good at the sing. I mean, obviously the big scene in the movie was where you have War Machine and Iron Man fighting against the robots that are built by the guy, whatever his name is. I can't remember. He's the guy who like invents the robots or something. Um, I don't remember. I have to look it up. But yeah, it was good. I really liked it. It definitely had a lot of impact for the Avengers. I mean, I can't stop talking about the Avengers because it's one of those good movies that really it sets up for the Avengers. It really does. It makes everything like have all these references. Like you have you learn a little more about Shield. You kind of learn about how Shield works, and how the Avengers is going to kind of work into that. I mean, yeah, it was a solo movie, but I mean, it didn't have as much cast as as like Avengers or whatever. But Iron Man 2 was great. It felt like the sequel that we never would have gotten, honestly. Um, I mean, what's kind of strange is the fact that in this movie universe, in the Marvel universe, you have you have you know all these characters, and you have like Iron Man 2. The fact that Iron Man gets a sequel before Thor gets a sequel is fantastically funny. Or Captain America, or actually, Incredible Hulk never got a sequel. This actually made. I mean, I guess you could count the Eric Bana movie as a sequel, but we're not talking about that. But for now, talking about Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2 was a great movie. I really liked it. had a lot of great characters, a lot of action scenes. The action was great. You know, I love the fact that that there's a one thing that I remembered in the movie was the fact there that Tony Stark, he's getting his little element. What do they call it? Element? Call it that. Basically the new, because like originally in the Iron Man you have this circle, which is basically the arc reactor, and then he changes that to this triangle, like you know, this upside down triangle basically, and apparently he does that for some reason. I don't know why, but like he basically builds this new element, quote element, for the suit, to make it look cooler. I guess he actually has Coulson's help for that. And actually, if you see in the back, you see it's a direct reference to the Avengers and also reference to Captain America, which would be the movie that came out the year after that, in late 2011. Um, and that was the fact that you have I think at least part of Captain America's shield, or something that resembles Captain America's shield, like you basically put this big machine on top of Captain America's shield, and you have that, and you have Agent Coulson, um, just helping Tony Stark with that, and it was funny that it actually happened. Um, I mean, also the humorous the stuff between Tony Stark and Pepper Potts was fun. It was fun. It was really kind of funny actually. I liked it a lot. I brought a lot of humor to it. Um, but yeah, Shield was more into this movie. It kind of felt more like a I mean, it was an Iron Man movie. It definitely felt like that. I loved it. It was really good. Especially the playing scene where he doing it. That was really funny. Um, but there's nothing else I can say about this. The one thing that I really that you know doesn't really make sense. I mean, the one thing I can't stand about movies like this is where they recast the one of the actors in the movie or one of the characters in the movie. They recast them and they don't give any explanation. And that's with Roy Rhodes, um, from Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle. I mean, Don Cheadle by far is one of the great is a he's a good actor. I like him. He's really really good. The first quote black actor, the first black superhero, they call that. I don't know. But I mean, that was confusing. I mean, it was not as bad as the other things, but it was just like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why would you do that? Why would you even do that? I mean, you gotta explain at least why you do that, but I didn't explain it, and I really, I just don't get it. It's not cool. I did not like that. They did that. It was not, it was really not cool. I just don't know why they didn't do that, because, I don't know. I mean, I like the new War Machine, but like, they didn't really explain it. I mean, at all. And that really hurts it when you do that in the movie and you don't explain it. They're kind of like with James Bond, where you don't explain it. That's an exception, but like, um, it just when they recast someone after one movie, it just takes a lot away from the movie. I mean, I like I like the scenes. I like the scenes with Don Cheadle as War Machine. Those were great, some great scenes. And he does. You can tell he's different from Iron Man because he has red arc reactor and red lights in his helmet. That definitely makes him different from Iron Man. But yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a great movie. It definitely set up for the Avengers, and it was by far one of my favorite Marvel movies in Phase One. Not counting the Avengers, because that's not happening yet. Because as far as we know, and when this movie came out, we didn't have the Avengers. So before the Avengers came out, this is one of my favorite movies. Um, and also my favorite, not just my favorite movie in this phase, but also my favorite Iron Man movie. I liked it so much. It was a good movie because it had a lot of characters in it. Not as much as like Civil War, but it definitely was a good movie. So yeah, um, that's all I can really say about Iron Man 2. I think I'm going on quite a bit here. I'm sorry about that. I like ranting. I know another person who does that. My friend Brennan, the breakdown guy, who does that. Check out his channel, by the way. He does reviews. Really good. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode of Reviewed. That's really all I can say. That I can really think of. I mean, I might think of something later, but I don't really know anything right now. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel as always. Like that. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, all right, thanks. See ya.